Indeed, indeed, indeed. What's happening, people? Welcome to LRFC. We're back for another day. Please do me a favor. Hit that like, hit that subscription button, hit that notification button, and all that good stuff. So, obviously, we're still going to be talking about the transfers. I want to talk about tactics as well. The tactics board is out. So, if we buy these players, how they're going to play for Liverpool Football Club and all that stuff. Get on the chat and all that stuff. Have your say, talk about anything you want. I'm here, obviously, to respond to that. I want you to be part of the channel, of course. And, yeah, man, that's what it's all about. I'm going to look at Twitter, keep checking it out, see what's going on over there. Hopefully something is going to break very, very soon. That's why I keep coming on. I keep thinking something's going to break very soon. So I might as well just be here ready, if you know what I mean, guys. So, yeah. Things are looking, up for Liverpool Football Club. Obviously, John W. Henry has lost his wallet somewhere because he's started to sign players. And, I've heard a lot of stuff around, obviously, social media, that it was Klopp that didn't want to sign players and all that stuff. So, a lot of hearsays and all that stuff is happening. But I just want to see what we're going to do in the next couple of years. I mean, okay, we could sign players this window. Probably we saved up for it. What's going to happen after this window? Are we going to still sign players in the future, or are we going to do what we normally do? So I think people prejudging and saying it's Klopp's fault need to relax and see what's going to happen in the next couple of years, instead of prejudging things, if you know what I mean. But let me get to the chat and see what's going on. I'm going to be here for a bit. Please do whatever you want. Just send me messages and all that stuff. Please like, share, and subscribe, as it says there. Big up RKO, John RKO. Notification on. That's the way it's supposed to be, because it alerts you every time I come on, bro. Appreciate that. Big up Jason. I'm good, John. Big up Tony. All good to go, mate. And of course, Trudon, of course. Yeah, man. Listen, we're still thinking about that shock that happened over at the parade, about that guy who ran over people. It was madness, absolute madness. It's a local guy apparently as well, so it shows you're not safe anywhere if things like that is happening. And apparently he was on drugs, that's what they say. And he just lost the plot and started going over people. Yeah, but listen, the most important thing is everything's all right. People are good. Obviously, people are injured, but I'm saying in regards to there's no deaths or anything like that. We haven't heard anything like that. So that's what's important. And thoughts and prayers goes to everybody, of course, man. We was all there, and we stick together for things like this. That's what it's all about, guys. As I always say, please, guys, do me a favor. Just support the channel, all that stuff. That's all I'm asking for. I don't ask for much. So I'm gonna go through Twitter, just check out what's going on. Obviously, we're gonna be talking about Kirkes. We're gonna talk about Florian Wirtz as well, and Ekitike. Finally, I said his name, Ekitike. So it's my last day off today. I'll be going to work tomorrow night. I'm on a night shift, so I'm all right for now. I could be on tomorrow as well if anything happens in the afternoon or in the morning, as they say. So yeah, there's a new thing that's come on about Mr. Florian Wirtz. Apparently Real Madrid are interested in him. Can't believe it. Real Madrid? Oh, who's down there? Oh, Xavi Alonso, our ex-player, our great Spanish maestro and all that stuff. Who's taking Trent with him down there. Yeah, I saw a video the other day about Trent, crying on the bus, and Curtis Jones said, "Enough of this now, man. What is he doing it for the cameras or something? Why is he crying every single time? That kind of thing, that kind of reaction." I like Curtis Jones, to be fair. He's honest and he doesn't hide anything, if you know what I mean. I'll show you the video in a minute. Yeah, it's weird. Very, very strange, if you know what I mean. But listen, I took him off my list. He's no longer a Liverpool player, in my opinion. And we move on quick, which is FRIMPONG coming in, and obviously in the next couple of days. He's already arrived, obviously. We're just waiting for the announcement. And then, we go for Kirkes. Florian Wirtz is already on the verge from what I've seen. So yeah, there's a lot of things happening. So let me just share this with you. This has just happened just now. Liverpool are confident. So let me just share it with you. 1 second. This is about Florian Wirtz. Hopefully I could get it there. Make it bigger for you guys. 1 second. So as you can see right there, people, from the Anfield sector, it says Liverpool are confident of signing Florian Wirtz. Things are heading in the right direction for a club record move, no matter how long it takes. Yeah, but the thing is, if we wait, you're saying no matter how long it takes, it makes other teams think about signing him. So we don't want to like do a bidding war with the likes of Madrid. Yes, Madrid don't spend money like they used to. But if they need a player or they need to stop Liverpool Football Club in, signing players, they will do that because they know we're a threat. People, you need to understand. Real Madrid know Liverpool is a threat. That's why they always go after our players. That's why they're always trying to make us, look desperate and all that stuff. And all of a sudden we change our mind not signing those players, if you know what I mean. So at the end of the day, man, many might think like Real Madrid is obviously bigger than Liverpool, but we could still fight. We could still make sure transfers are done quickly and get it over the line. That's the most important thing. The worst thing we did with this transfer, we didn't really do it, behind the scenes and just straight away during the season said, "Oh, he's coming to Liverpool Football Club." You know what I mean? That's what we should have done. And now, like, it's out there. Other teams are gonna try get him as well. So that's what scares me. And I don't want to go through a bidding war with these people. I've had enough. I really had enough of us always having bidding wars with these teams that intentionally are disrupting our progression as a football club. Because if you look at in the past, Real Madrid used to go after players that we go for. It's like they're using us as the scouting team. You know what I mean? That's what we was. Like Tchouaméni, you look at Bellingham, you look at Mbappe, you look at all these players. It's like we was the scouting system for Real Madrid, and they got all those players when they're supposed to come to Liverpool originally. And then after that, now they're going for players in our football club. I've even heard about Konate potentially leaving Liverpool Football Club, going to Real Madrid. So it's a scary times, man. We need to sign up Konate as soon as possible, guys. I've had enough of waiting around, if you know what I mean, with Konate and that. It's starting to frustrate me. Why we can't sign players onto contracts. To me, we're in a strong position this season coming because it's the, what do you call it? It's the World Cup year. So when it's the World Cup year, players have to play. So if they don't play throughout the season, and if Ibrahim Konate is intentionally not signing a contract and all that stuff, and holding the club to ransom so he could run down his contract, and then all of a sudden Real Madrid comes and gets him, then we don't have to play him the whole season. So he will be he won't be playing for France. He won't be playing for things, important things like the World Cup and that, because he hasn't been playing all season. So the ball is in our court. If you know what I mean, he either signs a contract or, we don't play him at all. I mean, I can't be that nasty, but I'm just trying to give you something out there that we need to start doing, because I'm starting to get fed up, good players going for free. It's been happening too often now. Wijnaldum's and all that stuff. Everybody's going for free, man. What is going on? When are we going to stop players going for free? It's frustrating, man. Look, it says it here. There is the Konate one. Real Madrid officials have informed Xabi Alonso that a move for Ibrahim Konate is not possible this summer. See, they're already planning for the next summer. Liverpool are demanding 70 million for the defender, who has only 1 year left in his contract. There you go, people. Like, they are willing to wait till next, season when the contract runs out for him to come through that door. So Real Madrid, listen, they are very bad. Very, very bad at what they do, man. And they're vicious. Let me just put it that way. This is a new thing that's going around football nowadays, telling players to run down their contracts. And as soon as, they run it down, they're in there pouncing on it. And that's what scares me, man. Really scares me, that. All that hard work we did with players and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's a waste of time. Look at Trent, for example, guys. everybody talks about, being nice towards Trent. I was gonna write something on Twitter yesterday and just explain the reasons. So let me see what I said on there. I've saved it. I didn't really got rid of it or anything like that. Please, if you're new, subscribe and like and all that good stuff. I said I have no problem with players leaving. That's football and that's life. Trent leaving hasn't affected me as much as other people because he never wanted to improve in his defensive side of his game. What is sad here, I said, is fans turn a blind eye to his bad defending. That is because they thought he will be here for a long time. There you go, people. That's what I meant. Like, we thought he's going to be here for a long time, so we intentionally ignored his deficiencies in defending, which is, people getting past him, and majority of the goals coming from the right side anyway. That was the problem. So let me continue. If someone loves their club, no other club should be called bigger. If I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm not going to call Real Madrid bigger than Liverpool. Why should I? I don't think they are. Listen, we had things happen along the way for us not to be the biggest club in the world, as everybody knows, in the 80s, obviously. So always, catering to Real Madrid is not right for everybody else, because what's the point in playing football if we're all going to give the best players to Real Madrid all the time? Galacticos, go, 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 like this. And I hear pundits who supposedly support Liverpool saying moving to Real Madrid ain't a bad thing because they are the biggest club in the world. You know what I mean? I'm tired of hearing things like that. To me, we are the biggest club in the world. We had, things happen to us that other clubs have never, experienced in life. So put us, up there. And respect our football club. This season, especially the parade the other day shows how big we are. That was the biggest parade in England ever in regards to football. So, guys, there was a lot of people that didn't turn up. I mean, think about it that way. It could have been even further. Imagine we won the Champions League and the Premier League at the same time. What kind of parade that would have been? Figure about 2.5 million. It could have been like 2-3 million people. Like that's how big. Sorry, 1.5 million. It could have been 2-3 million people. So, we have got that fan base, and I showed you yesterday about the fans around the world, Uganda and Malaysia and all these places. It was going further than that with the parades, doing their own parades in their own countries. If you know what I mean, they had a bus, they had the trophy and everything, man. No, but other club does that. I've never seen Man United fans do that around the world. I've never seen Arsenal fans. I've never seen Chelsea fans. I've never seen Man City fans. Well, Man City, they've got they pay Man United, kids to go and wear their shirt when they go to schools and all that stuff. Told Raheem Sterling, go to that school, mate. Get the kids over for the game. That's how desperate Man City is. But I think, after Monday, everybody's realised how big Liverpool Football Club is. You know what I mean? You can't base a team on social media. It's not all about social media. It's outside of social media. There's a lot of people that don't have social media around the world. So this is what people need to understand. You know what I mean? Don't base things on people that have about 5 or 6 accounts and add up the numbers on social media. It's not all about that. It's about, humanity and see what's out there. South Africa, we've got a big fan base. Thailand, we've got a big fan base. America, I remember a couple of, just a few seasons ago, when Shaqiri signed for Liverpool, we was at California, as I remember, facing Man United. And, the commentator was saying in the beginning, Man United fans are going to outnumber Liverpool here, man. And all of a sudden, the whole stadium was just Liverpool, just little scattered bits of Man United everywhere. Even Man United fans were sitting with Liverpool fans. That's how big our club is. So, yeah, man. Don't underestimate our football club, man, because we are big. And I think the weekend proved it, man. The weekend actually proved a lot of stuff to people that doubted our football club, if you know what I mean. And as I said, anyway, let me continue with the Ibrahim Konate thing. It is frustrating, guys. He needs to start signing a contract now. I'm starting to get fed up with this nonsense. That should be one of our, quickest signings of the summer now. Like, in June the 1st, the transfer window opens. Just get this over and done with. Get Ibrahim Konate to sign his contract right now, and then we move on to the rest of the stuff after that. Because I'm getting fed up. I'm really getting fed up, people, man. I don't want to be a soft touch. We're the champions of England, so let's start acting like it, man. Yeah, sorry guys, I missed the, I'm ranting and I'm forgetting, there's people in here. Sorry about that, guys. Big up Uncle Ross. Oh, guys, Uncle Ross is killing it on his channel. Yesterday, I was the most proudest man ever. Seeing my uncle doing so well on his channel, man. Please go and subscribe to Uncle Ross, man. This man ever. Man, he was killing it, guys. Absolutely killing it. And he deserves it, man, because the hard work Uncle Ross puts on here, and every other Liverpool, obviously, content creator is off the scale. And I understand this, guys. It ain't easy for us to come on here because before the show, we have to come up with something to talk about, if you know what I mean. And it takes a while. It takes a couple of hours, sometimes. And maybe, some people it takes more than a couple of hours. So just help people out, man. There's Liverpool fans we should not be getting left out. Everybody should be sharing from the same plate, man. Let's go. Auckland says sick of the bullshit, the Klopp bullshit. He bet Peak City, so he beat Peak City, who cooked the books by over 600 million. Also up against cooked, of course, cooked up ref there. Listen, I'm not here to have a go at anything, and the fan base that believe Klopp didn't want players and all that stuff. But, making up stories is not the way of going about things. I think Klopp, done a fantastic job, man. I remember when we was like before Klopp, we had the likes of Lambert, Balotelli's, and all these useless players, Barini, and come on, guys, like look at the players we had to watch. Come on, man, we suffered enough. I had to go to those rubbish games, man, because nobody wanted to go. Tickets were flying all over the place at that time. I had to go and watch that nonsense. And I did. I sat through Roy Hodgson. I sat through Roy Evans. I sat through all the bad times at Liverpool down the years, guys. Never complained about it. But when the good time comes, we can't even get tickets either. So it's madness. It's absolute madness. Yeah, but yeah, listen, Klopp has put us here, guys. Yeah, I appreciate him wholeheartedly. I will never complain about that guy. Performance for our football club. As a man, as a human being, we have to respect him. Even if you think he did something wrong, think about where you was before Klopp was here. I suffered the 35 years, you know what I mean? The 30 years, obviously, before our last championship, before this one. It was horrible, man, to watch. But we had to accept it for what it was because it wasn't our turn. When it's your turn, it's different, you know what I mean? You can see it right now. And like you said, you never walk alone. The crooked referees, Man City's, spending. Now they're not spending like they used to. Look at them. Pep Guardiola ain't as good as people thought he was. You know what I mean? I think he is, but people say that like he's not as good as what we thought he was. And him struggling this season clearly shows when you don't spend a lot of money, it ain't the same. The grass is not always green on the other side. And he's struggling pretty badly, guys. And we've been saying that for years. Nobody believed us. Nobody believed us about, Pep Guardiola. When he hasn't got money, he's going to be different. There you go. There you go, people. Even the greatest suffer. And that's what's happened. And look what Klopp was facing down the years, man. Look what Klopp was facing down the years. Money, crooked referees, and all that stuff. When it comes together, it's impossible. This is the only season I can't remember we played more than 2 12:30 kickoffs. Think about that. Can someone in the chat let me know when was the last time we played 12:30 kickoffs? Since David Cook come out and said what he did, pause. Since he did that video, how many screw jobs did we have apart from the Marco Oliver issues? Not many. So when Liverpool don't do 12:30 kickoffs, don't do screw jobs referees on a regular basis, look how good we was. We was we're 10 points clear of Arsenal, second place. Could have been more if we wanted to. Could have extended that, put the foot on the gas and extended that. Think about what Klopp was facing before that. I mean, he could have done that, but they didn't let him. He had to leave the club for us to, go in that direction. It's madness, man. Think about what I'm saying, guys. Like, I can't remember that many 12:30 kickoffs this season. And look at Liverpool this season. The most dominant team in the Premier League in years. Never seen a team 10 points clear, 12 points clear, 15 points clear in a season in years. Think about it, man. We've been screwed, man, down the years. We've been screwed a lot down the years, man. And that man, what he faced is unacceptable. As a fan base, we should recognize things like this instead of criticizing him for obviously not buying players and all that stuff, the make-up story people are making up at the moment. Yeah, man. Listen, I've studied all this stuff. I look at this stuff. I always look back and see what happened down the years. And I keep telling people, when people like, you know, jump to things straight away with that, you know, researching how things have gone on, you know, it's the wrong way of going about it. People feel like I'm just a bullshit like everybody else. No, man. One of the guys actually messaged me. He said to me, "You're a proper Liverpool fan." I'll tell you why. He said, because you mentioned Glenn Hussein. No other YouTuber has ever mentioned Glenn Hussein. And I said, of course I know who Glenn Hussein is. He's Swedish international. When Alan Hansen was injured, he came on and helped the team out. I mean, things like that. Nobody remembers things like that because they've never been there. They pretend to be there, but I always mention names that people don't know. You know what I mean? Barry Venison, there you go. There's a lot of players that the people don't know about. Newcastle guy, played for Liverpool. He played midfielder for Liverpool, but he played fullback for Newcastle. So things like that, like I remember because, you know, I grew up with Liverpool a long time ago. And I mentioned things and people just messaged me thinking, how did you know things like that? Because I was there. I was there. Even I was a kid, I got good memories and things like that. Yeah, but as I was, let me go on. I don't want to keep rumbling on, but let me go on with this. Let me go with the chat. Sorry about that, guys. Appreciate everybody that's on. Please hit the like, subscribe if you're new and all that stuff as well. Let's go, champ back Steve. Big up, Steve, brother. Jimmy, big up, bro. Klopp didn't have the killer instinct. The only thing that lets down Klopp, I think, in my opinion, is the sentimentality, if you know what I mean. But then again, can you blame him if the ownership don't buy him players, if you know what I mean? Think about it this way. He gets rid of players and we don't get players in. That happened a lot of times in the past. So what he did, he signed the older players into, you know, contracts to keep them. Because if you lose them, you're not going to get anyone in. So the squad is thin. Think about it that way, guys. That's why he used to keep players around. Well, that's what I used to hear. So, but as the season goes on, like I said, judge it in the 2 years' time. Don't judge it now because we're buying players now. If they're going to do the same next season, the season after, and all that stuff, then we'll realize who was at fault. If you know what I mean. If you're judging too early, it's a bit dangerous in my opinion. But as I said, Jimmy, think about it like that. He used to get rid of players, but there was nothing coming in, so he had to keep them. Otherwise, the squad will be thin. It's bloody hell, I should be a rapper. God damn. God damn. All the YouTubers, that's for you, man. Don't mess with me, man. Undertaker will be around the corner. Yeah. And if you're not down with that,
we've got 2 words for you. Suck it.
There you go. I'm D-Generation X. Of course I'm going to be saying things like that. But that's my generation. You Never Walk Alone says, no dodgy refs or state-owned cheat city. Klopp would have 5 titles. Spot on, bro. Think about that. Think about what you're saying, bro. And I already explained to you the reasons and all that stuff. No 12:30 kickoffs. No screw jobs after the David Coote incident. Look how good Liverpool could have been. There you go, man. There you go. And we had better players than these guys at the time as well. I'm not better players, but players in their prime, if you know what I mean, at peak of their powers at the time. 1 point. I'm tired of it, man. What about 3 points? Yeah, Steve says FRIMPONG is doing his photo shoots and videos now, and to be announced on obviously June the 1st, 2025. Okay, take it easy. I'm doing a Denzel Washington. Okay. Guys, I watched Karate Kid yesterday. It's good. It's better than the last one. Let me just put it that way. But it's very quick. As soon as you blinked, it's over. Yeah, Karate Kid was good yesterday, man. I really liked it. The only thing is just too quick. 99% of posts on X are just clickbaits. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You never walk alone, bro. That's why I avoid things. You know what I mean? I only look for certain reporters like David Ornstein, someone like that. And obviously Paul Joyce to see if they put anything up that's genuine, if you know what I mean. I think we jumped the gun too much, too soon, if you know what I mean. majority. Let's just be honest. Majority of YouTube is clickbait anyway. So it's not just on Twitter, even in YouTube, man. We just do things like it's like a drama. It's like a soap, innit? If you look at it, it's like an episode of soaps on YouTube. Next episode, we're gonna get this guy in and that guy in, and we're gonna talk about this, and we're gonna banter with each other. I got Nottingham Forest fans talking about my football club, and I can't believe it. Nottingham Forest fans like taking the piss out of Liverpool. Are you joking or what? You know what I mean? And they're saying we've got no pool. Come on, man. Jimmy says Real Madrid are a rival. Of course, 100%. They see Liverpool as their international rival. LFC fans need to see them in that way. 100%, brother. 100%. United is the heritage rivalry. City, the recent rivalry. Spot on, Jimmy. Yeah, see where he says star? That's why I'm going to give you this. This is why. That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT. There you go, bro. I'll give you that one. The GOAT. You're spot on, bro. You're spot on. I don't think people look into that, you know what I mean? And Real Madrid, by any means necessary, will stop Liverpool from progressing, and they did that down the years. You know what I mean? Each time Klopp thought he had the players that, could get us to Champions League dominance, Real Madrid came and took those players, if you know what I mean. And they didn't even need them at the time. They don't even need them at the time. Really, they didn't need them, but they got them. And, it stopped our progression. It happens, man. And, they don't play, you never walk alone in their stadium, obviously, at the Bernabeu, without respecting us. You know what I mean? They don't play that for any other club, if you know what I mean. Guys, we've been banned from Europe for 6 years from the 80s, you know what I mean? So it shows they know what levels we could have been. And that team in the 80s with John Barnes and Aldridge and Beasley and, Houghton, Whelan, McMahon, that was, I think, the greatest team I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? So imagine that team in Europe at that time. Could have been more dominant, man. Could have been more dominant. Yeah, please do me a favor, guys. Hit the like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'm going to be here, obviously, for the next hour or so. We're going to go around, obviously, social media and see what's going on. And as Steve said, FRIMPONG should be announced very soon. Everybody knows he flew in a private jet. So we should hear about it very soon. Please, just subscribe and all that stuff. And subscribe to other channels. There's Uncle Rod's, obviously, in the chat. There's, there's so many people on it. There's Irishman Brian as well. His channel is always on the links. And there's 12th Man as well. Please go subscribe to 12th Man. Jamie Phillips, all these guys, man, they're brilliant at what they do, and they're always consistent. That's the most important thing. And Quasi, of course, my guy Quasi. I go in his channel sometimes as well to help him out in there. So please go and subscribe to these guys. They are brilliant at what they do. We should have Liverpool journalists saying Mbappe hates Madrid. Yeah, that would be great. You never walk alone if they did that. I mean, it's kind of weird, isn't it? It's kind of weird. Mbappe goes to Real Madrid and they are the worst team in years with him in it. See, that's what I've always said. If you get superstars, it doesn't get, the grass is not always green on the other side. And Mbappe being there should have been like the next level in performance, but it became even worse. You know what I mean? And now Trent is going down there. He better start performing, because if he performs as he did for Liverpool defensively, I think he'll be out the door before he can blink. And as I said to you guys yesterday, I don't want to hear Liverpool fans telling me bring him back and all that stuff. He chose his path in life. Stick with it. Your brothers are the ones who's managing you. Let them get you the other club after that. I mean, I want to move on from previous players. I don't want to go back. And I've even heard some fans saying, if Heitinger leaves, bring back, what's his name? That dickhead Linders, Pep Linders. Nah, mate. He's part of the reason Klopp wasn't the Klopp anymore. He's been managing the team for the last 2 years, and he goes to Salzburg and messes up the whole freaking system over there. A team that finishes top and second every season, and then gets sacked midway through the season. Come on, guys, man. Let's be realistic here. Forget about Pep Linders. Forget about Steven Gerrard and all these people becoming assistants to Arne Slot. I want an assistant that likes to be an assistant, not an assistant that wants to be a manager. That's when things go, in the other direction. I don't like that. I'm sorry. Like, I'm being serious about that. I think we need to go the direction of, a coach wants to be a coach. No management, no nothing like that going, in the next season or so. Because it's frustrating. Heitinger is already like talking to Ajax. Obviously, he's an Evertonian anyway, but we could replace him with these. We just need, to be more in the next 5 years. Have the same, coaches, so we could move on after that, easily. just transform to a different team easily. That's what Ferguson used to do. What he used to do is get coaches in and then replace them every few years. So you get fresh ideas on a regular basis, if you know what I mean, guys. And that's what we need. That is what we need, man. This is the most important thing, in my opinion, in Liverpool at the moment. This is just the beginning. Imagine, like, in the next 5 years where we could be. If this is the beginning, winning the Premier League, and next season we should be like aiming for the Champions League and the Premier League. So, and after that, treble, and after that, you know, probably being invisible, take the Arsenal out of the way and things like that. We could do that, man. You know what I mean? We could do that. We've lost one game this season that was just gone, and then as soon as we took the foot off the gas, we started losing, if you know what I mean. But we can't do that. And the game was Nottingham Forest at home. We could have been invisible this season if we went in the right direction about that. Yeah, Nottingham Forest at home. Damn. I'm not worried about WIRTZ. It's the number 9 we need to get. Small market, many competitors bidding war. If lost out, potentially ending up with Jamie Vardy. I don't listen. I said my piece on in regards to who we should get. I still think we can get him if we go around the right direction, if you know what I mean, which is Darwin Núñez plus cash, and then just getting the player through the door on the other side. And that's Alvarez, in my opinion. I gave you my, as it says over there, guys, go and watch my previous streams. I gave you the reasons why Alvarez will be perfect for Liverpool, which is he's an all-rounded striker. He's not just one-dimensional. If you know what I mean. If you get Isak, he's an out-and-out striker. He's just a goal scorer. If you get Alvarez, imagine those teams that deep line defend we can't open season in and season out. He will drop deep, drag the defense forward towards him. Salah and Gakpo and Diaz go in behind and score the goals. Like Firmino, like that. He could do that. He could even, like, in case of an emergency, he could play on the left, if you know what I mean, guys. So we could do multiple things with this guy. So, yeah, man. Yeah, listen, Alvarez is the one. We just have to find a way to get him. There's always a way. I'm a firm believer. Don't believe in this like one season and that is it. You know, you can't get him after that because he played for Atletico Madrid for one season. Don't believe that, man. And Liverpool are thinking the same way as me anyway. I didn't even know they were interested in him last summer. I didn't know. I swear to you, I didn't know. Because if you look at my pre-recorded, it's still the first one on there. I talked about that in the beginning of the year, I think it was December sometime, because everybody was talking about there's no strikers left in the world and all that stuff. I said, well, there's Alvarez. He suits Liverpool to a T. Why not? You know what I mean? Like, it's just common sense. And all of a sudden you hear Liverpool were interested in him. I'm a good coach, man. I know what I'm talking about. Yo. Rest in peace to all the other YouTubers. Yeah, so... yes, I'm not all about stats or anything like that, but I know footballer when I see one, if you know what I mean, guys. Yeah, so... yeah, big up Jimmy, bro. Jimmy says, Konate can step if he is... let me say... fuffing about. Yeah, I'm not all about that, bro. I'm not going to be sentimental with players and all that stuff. If they don't want to be here, get the heck out of my... you know, as Peggy Mitchell says, get out of my pup, you know. Get the heck out of Anfield, mate. That's what it's all about, guys. Steve says, when it comes to signing players, LFC are always the bridesmaid, never the bride. When Madrid sign players, we want. Yeah, listen. But there is times you just put your foot down. We've got American owners. You're telling me American owners can't have dirt on Real Madrid? We don't know anything about them? Come on, guys. Come on. Surely surely there's a dirty bit there. You don't mess with Americans, remember, people? Come on, John W. Henry. Stop looking like Peggy Mitchell, man, and, start looking like a real man. I mean, I saw those photos in the bus parade, man. Bloody he looked like an old lady. Goodness gracious me. Yeah. That's why I said, like, we've got American owners. Surely they know how to, talk to Madrid, and say, don't mess with us. And Zero says Madrid has the Spanish media to spin all kinds of stories for them. But we've got American owners, boy. We've got American owners. Americans, you know what I mean? You can't mess with Americans, they say. You know what I mean, ham dog? Yeah, we just got to do something, guys. It's starting to get frustrating with that stuff. Steve, I'm just going down the comments, guys. But let me go on Twitter. I don't want to keep rambling on about the same thing and see what's going on. I saw some stuff earlier, but yeah, as for Konate, he needs to like start signing his contract or start stepping in. You guys said 100% right. I agree with you. So let's talk about Kirkez, as you can see right there. Let me make it slightly bigger. Mr. Kirkez, Anfield sector, of course. I'll come back to your Steve. I'll come back to you. It says Kirkez can't wait to become a Liverpool player. The expectations is that the deal will advance in the next days. Fabrizio Romano. Kirkez is solid, guys. Absolutely solid left back. He is frightening from what I saw as well. It's like the next step for Liverpool in regards to Robertson. If you look at Kirkez when he plays, the most important thing in his game is like he enjoys defending. When he enjoys defending, that's something we need in our football club. You know what I mean? So I've always said that creativity is secondary to me. Defending is the most important thing to me. That's the top of the top for a fullback. I mean, you need to be the best defender first, then as other stuff comes with it. And from what I see, Kirkez, he enjoys defending. Nobody can get past him. He's like a little terrier. You know, he's always running around you and all that stuff. Big up, Nalante. What's going on, brother? You good?
Yo, my brother. My brother from another
What's
mother
going
pussy.
on? My brother from another mother.
Champions! Yeah. High five! Yes, but they like Liverpool. We have the top dogs. High
Swangst. What's going on, bro? You good?
five! 1,340 Funte.
Yeah.
1,340.
Swangst.
Good afternoon. What's up, Fuzzy? Good afternoon, chat. Good afternoon. Again, in and out. But I just wanted to, for the next 10, 15 minutes, just be on here, man.
What do you think of like what I just said about Kirkez, bro? Like, do you like this player? Do you think like he's the next level to the likes of Robertson? If we're looking at levels in a player.
You know what? I don't mind. I like Kirkez. I still think he's got some more stuff to improve on. But again, he's young, but you can see the talent. I mean, I'm not fussed. Kirkez, Robinson, I'm not fussed, you know.
Who do you prefer, though, Nalante? Like, even the chat, who do you guys prefer? Like, if you wanted the left back, Robinson, Kirkez, Hato. There's so many players in it. And who's the Leverkusen one? What's his name?
Grimando.
No, the other one that they always talk about. There's a Leverkusen player everybody talks about.
What, left back?
He's a fullback, yeah. Please in the chat, let me know who it was. I forgot his name.
I'm sure it's Grimando, the Spanish. I'm sure it's Grimando.
It's a different one.
Different one, yeah?
Yeah. But who do you prefer, bro?
Kirkez, Robinson, I'm not really too fussed, if I'm honest. I would say Robinson's a bit...
Yeah, that's it. Hincapié. Big up.
He's the centre back. Yeah. Okay,
now you can play fullback as well.
Okay, but I mean...
Red Devil United as well.
Okay.
Even though he's a Man United fan, please go subscribe to him.
Yeah.
And of course, Irishman, please go and subscribe to Irishman. We're going to put their links later on. Who else? Andrew, big up Andrew. I'm just welcoming new people in. I've never seen in my life. Cody, big up Cody. It's nice to see you again. Of course, MK is in the building. I'll come to your chat, guys. I will arrive on your chat very, very soon. So keep saying whatever you want to say, man. That's what me and Nalante are here for, man. I mean, say whatever you want to say. Yeah, but carry on, Nalante. Go, brother.
No, that's all good, Fuzzy. As the Irishman, big up the Irishman. Look at the Irish, I tell you. Look at the Irish. Look, Hincapié, like again, Hincapié and Hato but they're not out and out left backs, so they can cover. They can cover, the left back if needed. I mean, so I'm not going to say them because they're not left backs, but they can cover. I want Hato actually at the club. But
do you prefer an out fullback or a fullback that can obviously play multiple positions? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm not too fussed, but I think just for hypothetically, we can buy like an Hatto and Kirkes
Mm-hmm.
/ Robinson. I think we can do that because I mean the centre backs. I mean we don't know what's going on. Ibu, his situation, injury. You know, I got to be real. That's my guy. You know
Mm-hmm.
who my guy is, Fozzy,
Mm-hmm.
Irishman. Big up, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Sorry, I'm only here for a short while. Then I've got to go back again. This
Mm-hmm.
course. Um, was Joey G. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's unfortunately injury prone as well.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we don't know what's going on with him. Kwanzaa, there's a question mark. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit, you know, and VVD, as much as he's played, he's getting on, you know.
Yeah.
So we definitely need a centre back because we don't know who's going to be who, you know, who injury,
Do you think
etc.
like people are jumping the gun with the fullback? Sorry, with the not because we're only talking about attackers. We're not talking about players that can come in defense for some reason. I think people forgot about that. We need Van Dijk's and Salah's replacements. Coming very very soon because they only got 2 years left, and obviously they got 2 years extension to their contract. So isn't it the perfect time to bring in Salah's replacement and Van Dijk replacement while they're still at the football club?
No, I agree. No, I agree.
So they
Footy.
could
I
learn
think,
under them, and then it'll be a smooth transition when they leave. Do you get what I'm saying, bro? It's
yeah.
smooth, you know what I mean? Everything. So, yeah, man, I think that's the way. But what do you think about that, bro?
No, yeah, no, Fuzzy, I agree. I think we have to start looking for the future. We have to start preparing, and we need to see who we're gonna get, you know. And we need to build blocks. You know, there's a few players out there. You know, we need to be looking at. Like I was saying yesterday on Big Up 12 Man. You know, 12 Man Gold, like, share, subscribe.
Yeah,
I
please,
was
yeah.
saying, in the ideal world, you know, I would, if let's just say for instance, Mo would have gone, I would have liked Bowden and Kudus.
Oh, man, I've been saying that for a while. I know you're Ghanaian, my friend. You know what I mean? Have you got any contacts?
But bit biased,
You
exactly.
got any
Yeah.
contacts there? You got any contacts? You know
In
what
the
I mean?
conducts, guys.
Waiting
Yeah,
for the door?
exactly. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, someone in that context, or you want to get you know, a Nico Williams who's raw. I know he's still got a lot to improve. Can play left, he's left, but he can play right. You know, someone like that. You know, or you know, Diblin. I think Diblin, you know, is a good player. I think he under Salah for 2 years guidance.
Yeah.
No the way, and then he can come in. So, yeah, we still got work to do, but I think the centre back, yeah, we need to kind of get that. Like, hat off for me because we don't know. Because we can see imagine of VVD and Ibu, and it hurts me to say Joey, you know.
It's time to go, bro. It's time to go for that guy, man. It's not fair on
Fozzy,
us
man, don't upset me, bro.
to keep him, like, you know what I mean? This is
Fozzy, don't upset me.
in an ideal world, guys. This is my team. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm taking out Soboslai, but Soboslai is going to be obviously
He's be there.
in a team. So I think Soboslai will improve next season. I'll tell you why. You know, when you got so many good players around you, bro, you improve as a player as well. If you know what I mean? Like, if we're going to become that team that keeps possession, and, you know, we're going to have the fear factor next season in Alante in regards to when the opponents come towards us, they know we're the champions. So when you got that, you know, fear factor, someone's speaking behind you, bro. When you got that fear factor, bro, it's important because, you know, you have that respect from the opponents, which is, you know, they're going to give you possession and all that stuff because they know what type of a team you are, which is the champions.
Right.
I mean, so I think like Soboslai, he worked hard this season. It's like what Salah said. You know what? Remember what Salah said at the end of the Tottenham game? He said something along the lines of I spoke to the coach in the preseason, obviously in America, and I told him if they were discussing how can you be the best player in the Premier League next season, because you got to change the way you play because everybody knows how you play. So you got to find a different way for you to be a player that opponents be frightened of, which has happened this season. What he told the coach was, if I stay on the right, make sure I don't defend. I could get you more goals. I could get you more assists, and he delivered both. If a player can say that, bro, that's a big that's a big play though. That's like a world beater. You know, when players can say something and they do it, you got to respect them. You know, that's why I said before in the other stream, I can't even have a go at Salah anymore. I can't, because he delivered what he said. You know what I mean? So next season, obviously, he has to, transform himself into another player. But the most important thing next season for him is he can go in the direction of like he'll have more quality players around him, so he'll be more freer. If you know what I mean, Nalante. So if you've got the likes of WIRTZ, obviously McAllister, Gravenberch, and probably another DM on top of that, and Alvarez, as I'm hoping for, I think he'll have more space than this season because the worry from the opponents will be around the other side of the pitch as well. Does that make sense? Or
no, it makes sense. I think, like I said with Sobot, I think he's better really pulling back. Like in against the game against Brighton. And as with Grav, he done all right, He lacked. I mean, maybe again it's due to the win. The second half was a little bit after Brighton equalised disappointing, but I thought he played well in a row. Yeah. Further back, he's tackling, his work rate, it can work. It can work there, personally.
100%, bro. Because some people even said maybe because of his energetic and running ability, Szoboszlai should be more deeper, so he can from that direction. He can see the game, if you know what I mean, and can spread the ball about everywhere, if you know what I mean, like here, there, obviously through there, and things like that, and have a relationship with like the likes of Gravenberch and McAllister on the side as well. So I agree with that. Listen, with the player that he is, obviously he's a number 10 by trade, but if he can stay deeper in midfield and have a DM next to him, he will have that kind of ability to pass the balls about everywhere, if you know what I mean. And him and WIRTZ would have this relationship, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know if you guys ever looked at it, Chat and Nalante. If you look at the players that we have, these are the this was one time the next up and coming kids. They're all around the same age, if you know what I mean. You look at Gakpo, he was the next superstar at PSV. You look at Gravenberch, he was the next superstar at Ajax. You look at Szoboszlai, he was the next obviously superstar at Salzburg and Leipzig and all that stuff. And you look at WIRTZ, he's the best player in 2 seasons in a row in Germany. So these are players that's up and coming around the same time. If you look at them. And now they're all playing for Liverpool. Even Frimpong, you know what I mean? Like not many people talk about his abilities. Okay, defensively he might not be good, but with good practice and good coaching around him, I think he can become a better defender than people think. But as I said many times, there's certain games you could play Bradley and there's certain games you could play Frimpong. If you want a fullback that can defend against a flying winger, you bring on Bradley. If you know you're going to keep possession and you're going to be the star of the game, the team wise, you play Frimpong. You know what I mean? If you're attacking the team and they give you the respect of obviously having possession, so you could time both of their games and all that stuff, so you don't have to overplay them every game. And that's what we did last season. If we didn't overplay those players last season and we had the depth, I'm convinced, Nalante, we would have been sitting here probably in a Champions League final. Yeah,
I think maybe we would have. Fair play to Newcastle. Maybe we would have won the Carabao Cup as well. That would have been on the table as well. Rotated, rested, ready to go, or maybe not. I mean, but it's a final. We were just poor, and they wanted it. So like next season, it's no excuses from Slot in terms of rotation. Yeah, I don't want to hear this and play that, and we can talk about players and this player is good enough. This player's got enough. Whether he's got, whether he can get rid of them or not, or what he has to rotate. It's imperative, regardless. And that's what I'm saying. The Mo thing, he's done well, but it kind of annoyed me. It's like he's scared to drop him. Yeah, and fans were just getting, like, he shouldn't be dropped. Why are we putting bench? Yeah, Salah needs to be in the pitch because let's be like, is all the good things Salah done, he's kind of form dipped near the end, and it happens regularly. In the PSG games and the Newcastle games, where was he? Exactly, he was locked up, bro. He's put in the basement. When you have to punish one after. And don't forget, Van Dijk is not getting any younger either, brother. This is it. So we got. This is what I'm saying. So we have to be, but we'll have context. But some fans are not ready to hear that. Do you remember Man City when they were at their best? Do you remember what they used to do now, Man City?
when they were at their best. What they used
Yeah,
to do
man.
was, in the first part of the season, they play their important players now and again, but they always make sure they're off the top like 2-3 points, maximum 5 points, if you know what I mean, so they could catch it up. And then as the season goes along, the important players start playing, if you know what I mean. And then the second part of the season, they go on that run, you know what I mean, 11 games, 10, 11 games, unbeaten and all that stuff, because the important players come back into the team and, you know, get them over the line. What they do, this is what we need to start doing ourselves, you know what I mean, to freshen up the squad and make sure we got that dominance in the league at the same time as well. If you know what I mean, the first phase of the season, don't overexert yourself. Play the youngsters, you know. Make sure the points off the top is not too much. And there will be a stage of the season you have to get all the players back in and, you know, just go for a run, as Man City used to do. Like, you know, when they used to rest the likes of De Bruyne, Aguero, Kyle Walker, which was a major part, in my opinion, at Man City. And not many people talk about that. Look at Man City's defending since Kyle Walker hasn't been in that defence. It's not the same anymore, is it, in Alante?
Yeah. No, I agree. Everything you said, Foz, is just spot on. And yeah, man, we're gonna see next season. We really are gonna see next season. This is a test, and I think all of us can say. I mean, obviously, we want confirmation. As someone said, I want to see these players like an LFC website holding a red shirt.
Yeah.
You know, we want to see that. So once they're potentially confirmed, then yeah, 1 or 2. And there's no, for me, I don't care who City get. I don't care who Arsenal get. Arsenal could have Mbappe and Haaland in one team, and I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, obviously not. We should be doing a back-to-back next season. Simple as.
100%. No doubt.
Yeah, simple as said. And I'll just say this quickly, just before I go, because I'll probably have to go back anyway. Quick things, in and out, zing zang. When I was 100 meters in my days, I was a speedster.
You used to run? Goodness.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, buddy. Yeah, I was a speedster.
Lord have mercy. The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want.
Yes. Yes, sir. And just
but carry on, bro. Go on.
I'll just leave it as this. With Steve's point you brought up, Pozzy. Ibu, I'm getting a bit tired of him, if I'm honest. If he wants to stay. If he wants to go, let's put up the piece and sell him. If you don't, not let him do a Trent situation. I'm getting tired of Ibu, if I'm honest. You're not signing the thing. Bounce, move. I don't care. Go. We move on. Bigger 100%. Things to fry.
100%.
That's it. That's it. I need to go back to the assessment.
No worries, bro. Appreciate you coming on, man. As always, bro. Thank you, man.
Peace out, everyone.
Take care, Mr. Nalante. So, guys, we're going to continue with the chat. Of course, I'm coming back to you guys. You guys are the most important thing for me in here. That's why I come back every single time, my friends, because of you. I'm just looking around, obviously, Twitter, but yeah. Leipzig defender Lukeba has emerged as target. Okay, new one, people. New one. Let me bring here Lukeba. Mr. Steve likes this guy. Mr. Steve on there, apparently. So let me bring this breaking news to you guys. Let's see. There you go. Yeah, I don't know much about him, but Steve told me about him a while ago. Lukeba. A black man called Costello. What the heck is going on? Has emerged as a target for Liverpool. Premier League champions are exploring the potential cost of the deal. There you go, people. From Transfer News Live. So Lukeba, that's his name. I'm assuming Costello Lukeba. So see, we was talking about defense, and look at that, people. It reappears itself. So as Steve says, if cheap broke FSG offer Konate a fair deal, he signs it. Cheap broke FSG need to stop making low ball offers. You know what it is, Steve? You got to look at it in football terms. And I mean, we pay wages like a poor man's club, but we make it up with the bonuses, if you know what I mean. If you want top players at your football club, I'm not asking for world class top players. You got to pay them like 200,000 a week kind of thing, because you know there's a lot of players that's past that, way past that kind of wages, if you know what I mean. So we need to be serious in that. pay them the right, wages, then they will come to Liverpool Football Club. If you're paying like Luis Diaz 70k a week or 50k a week, whatever it was, it's kind of low ball. I mean, it's not right. It's not right, and I don't like that. Because listen, I'm the biggest critic of Luis Diaz, but I thought this season he's been phenomenal. I honestly think that, and he's probably one of the major parts of Liverpool this season that got us the league as well. Him playing as a striker when all of our other strikers have failed in the area has done something different to our game, if you know what I mean. And normal circumstances, we're going to keep playing the likes of Darwin Núñez until we prove people wrong. You can score goals, and then the season goes by and we don't win the league. That's the normal circumstances. But this time, the boss, put the obviously foundation down. He said, I'm going to play with this 11 throughout the season. And Luis Diaz was our striker throughout the season. So it proved us wrong because we've won the league because of people like that. So yeah, let's just put it that way, people, man. Let's just put it that way. Zero, big up, bro. Let's see what you're saying. Why do I think if Javi can call the shots, he wouldn't screw us over like this? Bro, I think people need to start waking up to reality in regards to Xabi Alonso. When your job is on the line, whenever you're at Real Madrid, your job is always on the line. It's always on the line. You can't do anything about it. So Xabi Alonso will get players that Liverpool want as well. So that's the most important thing for him. It's not Liverpool Football Club. It's getting the targets that he wants to make his team better. Because, if things go wrong at Madrid, he'll be sacked within 2 weeks. And that's how it is. Look at Rafa Benitez when he was managing Real Madrid. Didn't last long, did he? So, yeah, you got to think about it that way. I think if he's going to compete with Liverpool to get players, he'll definitely buy them, man. He'll definitely buy them. The whole, Liverpool says, the whole world spins the lie. Madrid have 15 Champions League. The first 5 were summer tournaments that nobody took seriously. There you go. You're right. Like an Audi Cup. Yeah, there you go. There you go, bro. Nobody knows about that. Nobody knows about it. It's like the World Cup. Uruguay have got 2 World Cups. Did you know about that? I didn't know. I didn't know Uruguay had 2 World Cups. Crazy. Uruguay have won a World Cup. Who would have thought that? Jimmy says nothing to do with FSG. It's Konate and his lust for playing for PSG and the so-called allure of that team in Madrid. Yeah, listen, if you love something, you sign straight away and you don't have any hesitations. And that's what I was expecting from him when I heard his contract's come to an end. But we're still waiting around. Spot on, we are. Look at that parade. Yeah, of course, man. 100%, bro. Anytime you hear a surge in Madrid finances, it's BS. I think, the thing with Madrid, bro, it's more about them and their the king, the prince, and all that stuff. That's how they get the finance. If you remember during COVID, nobody had money. But the king bailed them out, or the prince bailed them out, as I remember hearing. So they have that. They have that around their football club, which is scary, man. When we talk about other clubs being state-owned, what are Real Madrid then? Funny, that, isn't it? Let's not have a go at Madrid for signing quality players on a free. Let's have a go at the club's owners for allowing players to run down their contracts. Yeah, it's a strange one. For a club that doesn't really spend money out of their own pocket and we have to sell to buy, we do it in a strange way. It's very strange, bro. Very strange, that. Good point, Steve. Good point, mate. That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT. There you go, Steve. I got that one for you, bro. Zero says, I'm almost tired of how the clubs devalues our players when they want to sell. Whether we want to sell or not, clubs should pay a premium for them, not discounts. Yeah, spot on, Zero. This is what pisses me off as well, mate. We need to start acting like a big club. A lot of our major players have left on a free down the years, and I'm sick and tired of it. You know, like we talked about Trent. Like Trent is going to be in his prime now. Now he's going to Madrid, but we've got no finance for that, and his family and him played a big part in that. And this is why I don't really want to hold back on Trent, being angry at Trent. I mean, like he come from our youth system. We nurtured him, so he used us for nurturing him. So now he's at his best. He's at Madrid. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, guys? Like, it's madness. It's madness, man. Jimmy says Liverpool have more followers on Instagram than Arsenal. Who are Arsenal, mate? Who are Arsenal? Who are Arsenal? I don't know who they are. They can get lost. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
So you can. Perfect.
There you go. I gave them all of it, man. I even gave them the perfect bit. Singapore football fans, 50% Liverpool. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. 50% Liverpool, 35% Man United. There you go, bro. There you go. And we haven't got the pulling power. We ain't got that many fans like these other people. You know what people judge it for? Social media, bro. Social media. They think like because someone has about 10 accounts on social media, following the same profile, that makes them a bigger club. That's what these cheaters do, mate. They create accounts and then they follow the same club on all the accounts, which makes it, higher in numbers. It's madness. It's madness. Guys, I don't see anything else, man. This is weird. It's just Lukeba. Of course, Mr. Steve used to talk about this guy. He's the one that's around social media at the moment. Other than that, I don't see anything else, if you know what I mean. But yeah, apart from Man United getting embarrassed. Yeah, hang on. It's another one here. It's WIRTZ again from the Anything Liverpool. What they're saying. Liverpool are confident of signing following WIRTZ, and things are heading in the right direction for a club record move. There you go. That's the one we talked about earlier. No matter how it takes. That's good. That's very good. That is very good. If we got something like that, it's very good. Guys, I said I'm going to be here for an hour. I stayed longer than an hour, I think. Yeah, but I'll hang around a little bit more and look for more stuff. Yeah, Man City is struggling for players, guys. Nobody wants to join Man City. I'll tell you why, because, Pep Guardiola ain't going to be there, obviously, soon. So what players do is they ask Man City, how long is the manager going to be there? If they're going to tell them one more season, they're not going to go. They're going to say, thanks, but no thanks. We're going to look at elsewhere. And that's what's happened to Man City. I think they've in talks with Jerky, Ryan Jerky from Lyon. Liverpool fans wanted the guy, and Uncle WIRTZ was vouching for him. So it looks like they're having talks with him, which is not good for the people that want him at Liverpool. Offers are being sent back. Okay, there's another thing from Anfield sector. It says, sorry about that, guys. Let me make it bigger for you. So let me read it for you. It says offers are being sent back and forth between Liverpool and Leverkusen. Leverkusen are trying to get a player out of Liverpool, and you can assume an agreement will possibly be reached this week for the transfer of WIRTZ. The player I've heard that could potentially go to Leverkusen is Harvey Elliott. So if Harvey Elliott leaves, is that a good thing or a bad thing? That's the question I'll ask to you guys in the chat while I'm looking for some more. Yeah, so let me show you. Obviously, I showed you the team that I want at Liverpool Football Club eventually. The starting lineup, ignore it. It could be something else. I like Szoboszlai. I'm a big fan of his. So if you see the goalkeeper, obviously Alisson Madishvili is going to be coming to Liverpool as well. So you got Frimpong as a right back, Konate, Van Dijk. That's if Konate signs a contract. Him and Van Dijk play at the back together, of course. And then you got Kirkez in the left. You got Szoboszlai. It's not Szoboszlai, but McAllister and Szoboszlai sharing that position, or Szoboszlai further forward in here. Things like that can happen. So Ignore that. But I'm just trying to give you an example of players that's going to be at Liverpool. We still need a DM. Don't get me wrong, guys. Like, we can't avoid that. Like, thinking that we don't need a DM anymore. We still need a DM. No matter what happens, we still need a DM, people. So, luckily, McAllister can play there, and obviously Gravenberch for now. There's some Liverpool fans saying we should put Besitic there. Badge. Maybe Badge can play there, and he could flourish under this new coaching team in that position. Maybe. But Valera at Porto is the one I want, and Uncle Rod's and everybody else is asking about as well. So if you look at this team next season, I'm happy with it. It's not a bad team, but we still need things around that, if you know what I mean. Every position should have 2 players. I don't see Gomez being there, Kelleher being there, Harvey Elliott probably not going to be there. I think Jones is going to still stick around. So there's still players in this team we're unsure about, if you know what I mean. Robbo, I think he's going to stay, but I think Tsimikas might be going to Leeds. Chiesa, I want him to stay. I think every Liverpool fan wants him to stay. But there is times, a player will say, I have to play because the World Cup is coming up and I need to play for Italy, you know what I mean? So that's another thing as well. Gomez, I think definitely gone this season. Endo, although he said he wants to stay, the club might think else, something else. So he might be going. Diaz, I heard Saudi's interested in him. Let me see if I still got that on the thing, on the screen. There you go. Yeah, this is what I saw about Diaz. Let me bring him up. Sorry about that, guys. So, as we know, Barcelona are probably interested in Diaz. And I don't know what is going on with this. You can get lost. Twitter is a dangerous place to be in, man. They put some weird videos up nowadays. So Diaz, as you can see, guys, this is what I've got on Diaz. Let me see if I could get it up there. There you go. Breaking. Saudi Arabia side Al Nasser, God damn it, have made Liverpool forward Luis Diaz their top summer transfer target. So it clearly shows they are interested, obviously, in Liverpool players. But the thing is, so are Barcelona. So Barcelona have come out and said they're interested in Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz is 28, heading towards 29. If we get the right finance for him, I think Liverpool will sell. I honestly think that. Let me just read out the comments. Jay Frayne, thoughts on Australia fullback who? I don't know who that is, bro, but I'll check him out. Genus. Let me see. Listen, I'm gonna start watching these players. Just send them to me. I'll judge for it for myself. Let me see. I don't know nothing about him. Let me bring that comment up. Appreciate the comment, bro. Bring that comment up. There you go. I've never heard of him, You could tell me how good he is, I mean. Nope, never heard of him. Never heard of him, bro. Never, ever heard of him. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he's a great player. Blah, blah, blah. No, I don't know nothing about him, mate. Don't know nothing about him. Big up Peter. WIRTZ going to Real LOL. We'll see. Big up, brother. Make sure you subscribe if you are new. Thank you, mate. Thank you, Rich, mate. Thank you very much, brother. Yeah, guys, I will be back later on. If there's anything breaking, I'm at home today. I've got all the time for you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. We're on the road to 3,000, and the channel is getting bigger and bigger thanks to you. Hopefully, we'll reach that 3,000 very, very, very soon. Yeah, like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on my social medias, which you see everywhere. Right there. I'm just looking at Twitter at the moment, guys, see if there's anything there. What the heck is going on here? Sorry about that. Don't know why these things are on there. Should not be. There we go. Luis Diaz again. All that stuff. Nah. All right, guys. I am done for the day. I will be back probably later on around 5ish, maybe 5ish, 6ish, just to see what's going on around YouTube and the social medias, which is, you know, X and Instagram and all that stuff. Yeah, I'll see you soon, guys. Yeah, you take care. Let me get out of here. Yo. That's everyone. That's for the people that didn't subscribe. You're getting shot, man. You're getting shot. Take